Yes, lads, how are we? Friday night. Some breaking news today, unfortunately. Whether people think it's the right thing or the wrong thing, well, full stacked panel tonight. We are going to find out at a minute. As the news says, Andy Robertson looks like he's leaving Liverpool. I think we can all agree he's probably pretty much done. That news doesn't tend to come out from Ornstein and Paul Joyce if it's not. And I think it's more instigated from Robbo wanting to go, but I'll get the thoughts of the panel. Before I do, I'm going to go around the room and see how they all are, and then I will say a little thanks to our viewers. Rico, how are we, lads?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Been off this week, so just chilling out, trying to get
Been off, lads, because you've been fucking bevying in it, lads. Slacking.
Mate. Wednesday night was a mess, mate.
Mess for you, good for the Liverpool. Lou, how are we, lads? Are you with us, lads? You're on mute.
Oh, that's your fault.
I was doing the intro, so didn't hear you fucking back.
No, I'm not having it. I'm all right. I think as good as can be. I know we're going to get into it a bit, but I feel heartbroken in the way that this is happening, the circumstances. But other than that, I'm all right. Busy, keeping busy.
Look, here he is, Greg, with his Marseille cap on. Good win over there, Greg. Good fucking trip.
Hey, listen, lad, great trip with the fellas. You know, good time out there. You are great city as well. Deserves its credit with great people.
Walked in there a bit. Yeah, walked out with 3 points. Can't complain. You know, I thought the hangover from Marseille would hurt. Turns out this Robertson news hurts even more. It's a horrible come down. I mean, I've gone from being buzzing to, don't know where my feelings are at right now because I can see both sides of the argument. But I guess we can, we'll get into that as it goes on. It's a bit of a sad news, But shout out to everyone: Dicko, Tash in the building, Dave, Bavarian, Lee Wiz, Dave Rose, Mark G, LFC Mav, Chris Prosser, Ash. Who else we got? We've got Shay in the building. Greg, you'll know these. Shay and Bobby off FTL are in the house, lads. Supporting the cause.
Fellas.
Yeah, lads, you know the dance.
I wonder if they're going to go down without tomorrow.
I don't think Bobby is. I don't think the pair of them are going as far as what they've said to me. I don't think they are. It's one of them. Smaller way in, so I can understand it. Rick, how are we feeling with regards to the news, Rick? Basically done this deal, Rick, and I would not be surprised to see him pulled out the squad tonight.
No, it's shit. Like, someone like Andy Robertson, I know he's been at the club, to go out in a January transfer window to a so-called rival in the Premier League, probably getting peanuts for him as well. And then you bring him back someone that you tried to fuck off in the summer in Costas that you couldn't manage to shift on, so you loaned him out instead, and now having to pay to get him back off loan. But you could see something was coming with Robbo. The comments he made in that interview. Another one after McAllister where he said that he'd rather keep his things to himself. So you knew something was coming either way for him. And to fuck him off out the door in January is disgraceful. As much as we give Edwards praise throughout his Liverpool career, what he's done for us in terms of his signings and outgoings, the money he's recouped for shit players, he's a bit of a prick, if I'm being honest, I think. Edwards at the club, who's behind the recruitment and stuff. And I'm seeing people saying, it's a little bit of a sweetener to get Van der Ven in the summer. Listen, the way Liverpool fans are talking, Van der Ven's like fucking Baresi at centre-half. He's not that good, Van der Ven. He's a pace merchant. He, like Mark's put in the group, he's Martin Skirtle with pace. He's not that good. So I don't get this, let's give a sweetener to Spurs to try and get ahead of everyone in the queue. Like there's going to be some fucking massive queue for Van der Ven in the summer anyway, which is a joke in itself.
Well, that was a great start, Lou. How are you going to beat that? I don't think it's as severe as that, Lou. I'm devastated he's going. I think it's Robbo asking to go because he needs a bit of a fresh change, Lou. I think for him, I don't know whether you agree. I know it's sad. The fucking devastation is that Tsimikas is returning, lad. That's the devastating part.
That's the worst part. Yeah.
That is the kamikaze fucking quotes, lad. But for me, I think Andy Robertson, with what he commented with regards to that when he got into the World Cup, and he said, you know, couldn't get out the room with Jota and stuff. I think he's wanting to be match fit going into that World Cup, and I think that's what it's down to, lads. This is the first time he's played in the World Cup, if I'm not mistaken, Lou.
Yes, yeah, he is. It's the first time in the World Cup. He did the Euros a couple of years ago. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Look, Ben. You know me. I'm not I can waffle and ramble and blah 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 with the best of them, but I'm a very emotional fan.
You look can I just say something, Lou? You look really heartbroken here today, lad.
Well, because Robertson for me he's one of my all-time favorite players, but he is the epitome of someone who understands Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah.
I've never seen him give less than 100%. I've never seen him phone it in. I've never seen him come up and shirk responsibility, whether it be media, whether it be on the pitch, whether it be in a tackle, whether it be in any facet of how he spent his time at Liverpool. I understand it from a business perspective. You've got a player who, let's face it, there's been contract talks. They've probably said to him, look, in the summer, we're not renewing your contract. We want to move on. Kerkez is the number one. Look at how he's been playing. We can sell you. We can get a few bob for you this window. For me, someone who is one of the modern day icons of this football club, who is still better than a large majority of fullbacks that you will see in the Premier League at the moment, even though he's past it. To be shoehorned out the back door to Tottenham is really upsetting when you've got fuckers like Naby Keita, and no disrespect to any of them, but you've got Naby Keita, you've got Thiago, you've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, all these people getting this massive farewell and thank you for everything, getting a plaque, getting to enjoy it in front of the fans. And Robertson, he might be asking for this, absolutely fine, completely understand that. But he's being shoved out the back door to Tottenham. He won't get the farewell that he deserves. And you are losing a leader in that team. And you've got to think, Salah, there's a few leaders in this team. You've got Alisson, Robbo, Van Dijk, of course. Salah. There's not many now. Salah's probably not going to be here beyond the summer. Alisson, I wouldn't be shocked if he went as well. Van Dijk's only got a couple of years left. You need to try and keep as much of that core leadership group to welcome in these new lads. Because Kerkez, who's come in at the moment, he's grew into his role. But are you telling me that not a part of that isn't because Robertson's there? He won't have had some advice. He wouldn't have had some sort of wisdom to pass on to him or set an example for Kerkez to follow. But you think Kostas Tsimikas is going to come back in and turn into fucking prime Maldini? He's shit. And he couldn't lace Robbo's boots at this moment in time. And I just think it's outrageous that someone is being shoved out for a little bit of extra cash when you're going to get a couple quid for him, when what he offers behind the scenes on and off the pitch as a leader is worth so much more than the money you're going to get for him, which couldn't pay for fucking Mbappe's sandwich. Like, it irritates me so much.
Mbappe's sandwich. Do you know what, Lou? I knew straight away as soon as you clicked in, you wasn't happy. I'm sure you can tell by me, Lou. I'm numb to it this season, lads. There's not much more that can seem to go wrong. I'm just waiting to be knocked out the Champions League or something, or the top four, Lou. That's pretty much how it is for me. Greg, this is a blow-in going, lads. Regardless of however we look at it, there's no sugarcoating it. It's not even what you say to this. I just don't know. For me, we are losing one of our favourite players as a fan base.
There's no. I don't think there's a single bit of positive you can get from this sort of transfer. I mean, in the sense of, but we're finally going to get a couple. Like, who's asked about a couple of quid? Probably couldn't even buy a Freddo. Do you know what I mean? The dough that we're getting for them probably couldn't even buy a fucking Freddo, lad. Like, we might as well be getting Zimbabwean dollars for all I care, lad. It's fucking worthless dough. It's pointless dough. I mean, look, if he wants to go, that's fine. I wouldn't want the club to hold him back from going, because for me, he's done his dues, and I'm 100%. Happy with him fulfilling whatever else he wants to do, whatever sound. My where I'm gutted is that it's January. It's not the summer. I want to be able to be in Anfield come May and be like, but I won't get that, because he probably won't even be in the squad tomorrow. Granted, even if he is, I fucking won't be there by the looks of it.
Yeah. So he won't be in the squad tomorrow, lad. No chance.
Yeah, so he's not going to be. Do you know what I mean? But on that off chance, we're not going to get that kind of last moment with him that we got with some proper bad helmets.
Aita,
You know what I mean?
There's one. Oxlade-Chamberlain. No offense, like Oxlade-Chamberlain passed on his day, but he did not as good as Robbo.
Like it's one of them. It's quite gutting to see how we've allowed this situation to even, to even happen. I mean, I just think, look, if we were going to do this, because we knew we weren't going to sign a new contract, we knew that maybe, we knew that this season he'll be happy to leave. We probably could have just said, look, Andy, if you want to go this summer, you can organise it before the league finishes. You can get it agreed, whatever, and we would just do it in the summer. And we'll just announce it all in the summer. And I'm pretty sure everyone would have been sound with that, and we could have at least given him some sort of that last moment we would have had with him would have been that.
Greg, just to interrupt.
A bit of a shame. It's just a bit of a shame that, mid-season.
Alex Crooks just tweeted that apparently Andy Robertson will be in
the
squad.
Was in the squad.
Yeah. And he will be in the squad for Qarabağ. Apparently it's timing to suit both parties, which he's not going to start, but he might. His farewell will be Qarabağ.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes more sense than the home game.
Am I right saying Coutinho's last game for us was against Bournemouth as well, weirdly?
Who?
Well, look.
Coutinho's last game was against Bournemouth as well, wasn't it?
Fuck knows, they must
can't remember me. The last time I remember watching Coutinho in the Liverpool shirt was that fucking Spartak game. That was the last time I remember seeing him in the Liverpool shirt.
Sorry, I went off topic then. Just
No, it's...
Yeah, with Robertson, like, as I said, minus that bit about not being able to give him still not a proper send-off, though, is it?
No.
It's not. It just feels a bit, as a fan, as a supporter of the football club, and, I'm 21, I'm the youngest in the panel. Andy Robertson was pretty much the start of, like, the good times. Well, I mean, obviously, the best of times. Andy Robertson was the start. Him and Mo Salah were the two transfers which signified pretty much, like, the start of the winning era, essentially. So to see him go, lad, honestly, like, it's just a bit... It's not a bit gutting, lad. It's soul destroying, really. Like, it's the day you never want to see. It's one of the days you never want to see. Now, whoa. Also, by the way, Costas and Kirkers eat crayons, lad. What the fuck is that comment?
That's shade, that. Have a word with him, lad.
This Kirkers stuff, lad. Come on, like, he's just... he's not as stupid as people say he is,
No, I think he's
just erratic.
Do you know what? It's not even just that, Greg. I think he's calmed down. And I've had this chat with many of the lads, me and you particularly, I think he's looking like one of the best left backs in the league still. I know people chat shit, Rick, but fuck me, the potential he's got for such a young age, Rick. And the problem that I've got is that, when you need a bit of help as a young player, you certainly don't want to be looking to fucking simulcast, Rick. And like, do you know what? I have no problem with Robbo going because I think it's his wishes. And I think there's a reason behind it. Like a few of the other old guards, Rick, I think a few of them do want to go. My problem is Liverpool want to go down the cheap fucking route and let Simicast come back. And we, as a squad, become weaker because he is fucking garbage.
Yeah, like, you could tell Joyce put an article out, didn't he, saying that we spent $450 in the summer and it looks like we're going to need another revamp. Ali will go, whether it be this summer or next summer. He will go. Mo will go this summer. Van Dijk might try to hold on to him a little bit longer, but I can see him going in a couple of years. I think he's got one more big move in him abroad. Van Dijk. So you get rid of all the leaders, and then you've got to go spend money to bring in quality. But Liverpool don't buy big players in that type of sense where they're already leaders. We tend to bring the player in that we try to make world class, albeit we bought Robertson this summer, Isak, two ready-made superstars, if you want to call it that. But normally we don't buy them type of players, and that might put fucking FSG off this summer coming, knowing that where we are in the league after buying the ready-made product. They might go back to what they did before. But then you've got to buy, but then they're not leaders, are they? When you buy that type of player, they're not the name, they're not established. One of them two needs to go in the summer, Edwards and Hughes. It's not going to be Edwards because he's FSG's CEO of football or director of football relations for them. But someone has to go with Slot because Slot's going. Listen, let's make no mistake about it. Slot is going end of the season, so someone needs to go with him because I'm not saying Hughes has fucked the squad up in terms of bringing players in, letting players go. We just got left short in a few areas. We didn't replace Diaz. We didn't get the edge. So if we replaced Diaz and brought a centre half in, Hughes won't be getting no shit. It's because of them two positions where he ain't replaced in. So he's going to get shit, and rightly so. But letting Robertson go midway through the season, you're basically writing it off, in you? Like as much as what we're doing this season already, you're writing it off. You're bringing Costas back, who looks like he don't care. He'll just sit on the bench and play the odd minutes, and he's happy with that, which I'm not happy with because I want players like that at the club who are happy to sit on the bench, pick a wage up. And people like quickly going off topic a little bit, like we beat Marseille 3-0 away from home. Our team's more suited to Champions League football this season, I think, in terms of the way we play. In the Premier League, you can't get away with trying to do what Slot's trying to do, and we've been found out. In the Champions League, you can, because these teams in the Champions League are not going to sit back. They're going to come to win games in the Champions League because you get money, just under 2 mil for winning a game in the Champions League. So these teams like Marseille, your PSVs who beat us at Anfield, they're going to give it a go, and it suits Slot's tactics of slow build-up, counter-attack, like that. So I won't get too giddy about beating Marseille. The big test for him is tomorrow against Bournemouth away. But again, going back to the transfer stuff, we do need someone this January, like just someone to come in, because the fan base is on its arse. The club's on its arse. It's just all negative after winning the league last season.
Every other fucking day at the minute.
Every time we win the league, when Klopp won the league, the season after that, it was all negative again after that. It's just like fucking, we sell part of this club to win the league, and then you play catch up again a few years later, and we could be doing that.
Do you know what? Just before I come to you, Lou, I know Mo, who's a new viewer of us, he's saying, who's this guy with the Zimbabwean flag? Mate, that's my country at birth, a Zimbabwean with a Scouse accent. I've seen it all now. That's one for you, Greg.
I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at you. You'll get what that means, so worry.
A little bit of language there going back, but Lou, that's brilliant. He'd be made up with that. So now we know Mo's always going to be tuned in. So that's a good one for you, Greg. You've got a little fan base going on now, lad. Lou, there's a few comments here. Robbo deserves much better. I don't think he's being pushed out as such.
No,
I'm trying to not think like that with what's gone on this year, Lou. But one thing's for sure is, Dicko puts a great comment in here. I wonder if Heitinger has had a word with Robin.
Possible. But look, you're absolutely right. This isn't us saying to Robbo, we went into contract talks with him. Do you know what I mean? This isn't us saying, right, off you pop, don't need you anymore, fuck you, bye, out the back door you go, cheers for the 2 million or whatever we're going to get. I think this is Robbo's decision, because he's good enough that he could go to most teams in this division still, and he would still have a major impact. Like, I think if he went somewhere like he went to a Brentford, or he went to, I don't know, like a West Ham or a Forest or so, I think he'd smash it, because he's still got that capability in him. He's still a really talented player. In terms of like his actual creative work, as a fullback, he is still in the top 7% for crosses, key passes, successful passes into the penalty area. Like, he's still one of the most creative wide players from fullback in this division. And I just think if Liverpool are too blind to see that, and they're thinking, right, he wants to go, perfect, let's sell him on. If it's his decision, fine. But Liverpool should be doing everything they can to say to him, right, just stick it out with us for the rest of the season. You're still going to make the Scotland team for the World Cup. You're the fucking captain, so obviously you're going to be there. You are vital to what we play, because some of Robertson's games this season, these are the ones he's played the full 90 minutes in. Aston Villa, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Eintracht Frankfurt, and Atletico Madrid. Like, some of our best performances from this season.
It's not like he hasn't had minutes, Lou.
No, he's had minutes, and he's influential still when he plays. And I've said before, there's so many players in this team currently who need leadership. We've lacked structure. We've lacked composure. We've needed calm heads in the dressing room and on the pitch. And Robertson is one of those players. And like I said before, Kerkez will have learned from him. But we've got these are the players that are leaving or whose contracts are running out in 2027. Alisson, Van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, Joe Gomez, Curtis Jones, Endo, Tsimikas, Bajtic. A lot of leaders in that team and a few others. You should be trying to keep Robbo for the rest of the season as much as you can so that the players who have just come in still have that example in front of them. Tsimikas turning up. Do you think Kerkez is going to be nervous about Tsimikas being behind and trying to put competition?
No.
He's not going to give a shit. It's like Gakpo with Ngamoa. You can get complacent. Keeping Robbo there is such an important thing to this team. He is a leader. He speaks to the media. And I don't think it's worth losing that for the couple million you're going to get. If he wants to go, like I've said a few times, fine. He's earned that right, absolutely. And this is all emotional. My head is saying, great business. My heart is saying, it's daft to get rid of him. But he's earned the right to do what he wants. But what I want him there till the last day of this season and get the farewell that fucking Naby Keita got, or Thiago, who I think was in a Liverpool shirt criminally over.
Joel Matip,
Joel Matip got one.
Yeah,
fine. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Firmino, Milner, some legends, some not. Robbo is one of the most important players of this generation. He is this generation's Emlyn Hughes. He is a massive component to what we have achieved, and he's never gave less than 100%. He always puts in a shift. He's vice fucking captain for a reason. I just think losing him now is going to have such a mental blow on all these players, especially the ones who it's been a bit ropey for. Like, is Salah going to look at this and think, well, there goes another one of the winners in this team. What have I got to do? Is this going to do any favours for anyone? I don't think so. And I don't even think Robbo is going to get the team. I honestly, as soon as Udogie comes back, he'll be dropped like a fucking sack of spuds and he'll be back on the bench again. I do not see the benefit of doing it.
I don't see the benefit, but just before we talk, Greg, it's over at 110 in the building. Smash a like, subscribe, people. That's amazing. On a Friday night when everyone's usually out on the town, like us. But Greg, it is a blow. And as I say, LFC Zach, shout out to him. He's saying, most likely he was getting Van der Ven in the summer. But the thing is, though, Greg, my big problem is Tsimikas means fuck all. You may as well have a road cone as a backup. Do you know what a bib with a bib on with a number? Because he's a waste of space, him, lad. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's come to the point now, Greg, where the Liverpool fan base are becoming defensive, Greg. And like, as an example, Greg, if Liverpool don't start well tomorrow, there's going to be frustrations in that away end, lad. You know it will be, because it's happened at Anfield. It'll certainly happen away from home. Regardless if they had a good game or not, midweek, that shit doesn't matter. Liverpool's league campaign, Greg's been poor, and we know that, and I just think losing a leader, Greg, I think he wants to go personally. However, I also think, Greg, that the club are trying to... I think the old guard are all going to be gone soon, Greg. I think Van Dijk could be going very soon. I think Alisson Becker could be one that goes soon. I think Mo Salah's certainly going in the summer. And it's a shame how it seems to be ending. Because I look at this now, Greg, and I think Liverpool are fully biting the season off now. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, it kind of does feel like that because, if you are Hughes, if you're Edwards, you're sat there in the office room trying to talk to Robbo and you're saying, look, lad, there's still something left from the season.
Please stay with us.
You could still end this season playing a big part in doing this come May at Tottenham. You've got fuck all chance of doing that. There doesn't seem to be any sort of trying to get him back on board, trying to get him, trying to get him convinced or what. No, they've just kind of let it go because it just feels like, go ahead, son. Season's done anyway. It doesn't really matter. And that's that's one of the things that kind of hurts the most about it, really, as well. So if they're going to just allow Robbo, or not even going to try and convince him to stay, it means that they are thinking a certain way, and they're not projecting that feeling onto us, and they're not letting us know what that feeling is. So it almost kind of feels like you're being betrayed in a sense, and you think to yourself, I'm not going to sit here and say that we played the best football in the world at Marseille. No, they're crap, but we did enough to win the game, and that's what you have to do in Champions League. You only have to do enough.
To be fair, I will say that.
All you have to do is do enough on the day, and you win. That's all you have to do in the Champions League. And I think we can we are more than comfortable and more than capable of doing that up until Budapest, I'm sure. And look, I'm not going to say right and out that we are going to win it. No, I'm going to say, but there's a chance. We're Liverpool Football Club. We've got 6 of them already. Who's to say that we can't get a 7th this season? It's still there. It's still on until we're out. It's on. And it almost feels like, Robbo in that team basically allows us to, give Kirkes a bit of a rest, if he's needed in them big Champo games. When it gets to the knockouts, you're playing, knockout, prem. You're gonna need an extra player there to fill in the space and get the fitness going. Save the players for the big opportunities. If we get to the semi-final, I'm pretty sure we play a semi-final, then United away, and then the semi-final second leg, or either one semi-final second leg and then United. You know what I mean? And that's the games where you need a player like Robbo. Granted we even get that far, but the fact they're letting them go like that, they're not expecting us to get that far. And the disappointing thing about that is that they're blatantly showing zero ambition in the entire season and in the entire slot project of this season as it stands. And that's quite worrying. It's quite disappointing, especially as a match-going fan like myself. Like I'm looking to spend me money to go away to these new places. Like I've just come back from Marseille. I want to keep on doing them trips, but as it stands, like the club they seem to have just written it off already. And for me, that's the thing that kind of hurts the most about it.
Rick, look, shout out to everyone in the comments. I think Jamie's in the building as well now. Lewis is in there. Make sure you subscribe to Lewis's pod, people. I know he does lots of content, so make sure you support him as well. That's the name there, Beyond the Cop, so get subscribing to him. Rick, this is the problem for me, lads. I can't have Liverpool fucking writing seasons off, mate. And I'll be honest, this year took a lot of energy out of me with Liverpool, the way it's gone this season. I think the way we've played, the constant negativity towards the manager, the tragedies in the summer, it's been a tough season to be a Liverpool fan, Rick. And for the club not to be trying to rescue it and just seem to let fucking players go. I don't know. I know it's not the ideal scenarios, but like fucking Harvey Elliott's there. We're struggling, just bring a few players back. We're on the bones of our asses, Rick. And the problem is, it's that I don't think it'll be the fucking one of the worst. I think in the summer it could be one of the worst for Liverpool with some of the players that are going to go. I've just seen Dicko's comment there. He's mentioned Jones with Spurs. To be honest, nothing would surprise me anymore, Rick.
Yeah, I mean, we do tend to write seasons off a couple of times. We've done it in recent years. I don't know if it's cockiness that they think they're guaranteed Champions League this year because it's obviously top 5. They probably think the teams below us ain't going to do much. You could potentially see one of them teams beat us tomorrow evening for the European places. We've got some tough games coming up. We play shit football under slot. We're obviously letting players go. We've left ourselves short in areas. We let Gahey go City. I get it. The financial side of it, some people saying it didn't make sense. But if you've got £35 million sitting there in the summer for him, I'm sure you can have £20 million sitting there in January for him. The wages and the rest of it might have been a bit higher. But it's just this club at the minute is just a shit show. And like, I hate this narrative. We're the best run team in the league. We're fucking not. And what this club's not a sacking club. There's a load of bollocks as well. Bar Jurgen Klopp, who was here 10 years, we sacked Hodgson, we sacked Dalglish, we sacked Rodgers, Benitez got sacked. It went under FSG. Souness got sacked. So this crap, we're not a sacking club, does my nutting because we are. Every club's a sacking club because it's a business. It's money. If we sack coaches, we're going to end up like Man United. Mate, Man United ain't too far behind us in the league at the minute. And then the thing that winds me up as well, you get good news, like we've made the most money in the Premier League out of all the clubs, right? With that new report that's come out. And there's always negative stuff that comes out the days after, like the Robertson stuff now. it's just this club's a mess. Like, if anyone don't believe this club's a mess on and off the field, you need to keep your head on because we're in trouble. You can say I'm overreacting and whatnot. I don't see.
You just look like you've had a fucking terrible day, lads.
Man, so I was probably still hanging from Wednesday, mate. But no, like, I mean, there's just no positives to look forward to at the minute with us. Like, we're gonna potentially scrape Champions League football. Right, we're doing well. We're fourth in the Champions League group stage this season, which is good. So we're more or less guaranteed automatic top 8 because, no disrespect, we're playing part-time footballers potentially on Tuesday, Wednesday in the Champions League. So we should beat them at home. Listen, nothing's guaranteed because we got slapped by a PSV at home.
I can't. I think though, Rick, that game's basically us two anyway. It means.
You need a point, and then
you can't beat Carrier-Bag at home. Just fucking lock the door. Whatever the fuck they're called. No one even knows a fucking player who plays for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Christ, that's fuck me. It's like
we just need a lift. This club needs a lift on and off the pitch.
Yeah, it does.
I know what the lift off the pitch is. It's sacking Slot. On the pitch, it's keeping players and bringing some decent players in the summer.
I've just real quick. I've just went on Google, typed in Carabag, and you can do like league standing something and players. I clicked on players and it came up saying we can't find any more info about this page right now.
There you fucking go, lads. It's like a fucking.
And they beat Chelsea as well, by the way. They beat Chelsea. Just want to put it out there. The team that beat Chelsea aren't even fucking like, you know what I mean? They haven't even got FIFA generated names for all like it. It's crazy.
Well, Carrier-Bag, Lou. Do you know what I will say, Lou? It looks like the football club are planning for the summer. They've obviously wrote this window off. It's not we can do about it, unfortunately, but we've got to be a bit optimistic, Lewis. You know, the club have showed that they will sign good players, top players. Let's be honest. What we've signed in the summer are quality players. And for me, they're the only positive this season up to now, Lewis, is the fact that the new players are settling in well. And I believe they are settling in really well. I think Kerkez is coming on leaps and bounds. I think Frimpong as well. One name in particular, Lewis, we've got to bring it up, just obviously due to the Robertson situation. Mickey van der Ven. What's your take on this one, Lou?
Well,
because you delve into things, Lou. You do stats and you check data out. You know, they're 100% in for him.
I think there's going to be a lot of people interested in Van der Ven just because I think the mess Tottenham are at the moment.
Yeah.
But the big thing, Van der Ven, he'd be great for us in the passing sense, so to speak. With the way we played the other day, we would drop like with Gravenberg dropping deep and the fullbacks bombing forward. We went to like a sort of back three, and with that we have a lot of control. And Van der Ven would suit that. Like statistically, he is one of the best passers. He's averaging 54.4 passes a match, which is the top 14% of centre backs in the league. He's got a pass success rate of 97%. Like key passes, he ranks in the top 10% for centre backs. He's talented, but the issue is his injury record. I understand Ange Postecoglou was a big part of that, but he does have hamstrings made of fucking Lurpak. So that's going to be an issue. And it is going to be money as well. Because people are saying, Robertson's going to be a sweetener for them. Robertson at the moment is worth for Tottenham, about 5 million quid. Maybe
5 to 10 million we're talking, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Van der Ven, their most key centre-back, who's going into new contract talks with them, they're going to charge it upwards. It's one thing giving them I was going to do air quotes, but he is our backup left-back. It's another thing taking their star defender next to Christian Romero. So it's something I don't see happening. I'd rather us get a Schlotterbeck, what's the one? Bastoni. Bastoni would be a good one.
He's the number one for me.
There's other targets, is what I mean, and I don't think Van der Ven would suit us. He's a good defender in the air. He's great on the ball, but he's not someone I think Tottenham are willing to give up when next season they're going to hope to compete. But like you said, then there's a reason to be optimistic. I completely respect Rick's opinion, and I think he is right. There is a mess going on at the moment, both on and off the pitch. The only argument I'd have to it is it's been a very difficult summer, like we've all said. Just the situation will be affecting players, but it's also been a massive transition year in terms of it's Hughes' first season here. Edwards has just come back. Slot's lost a lot of the first teamers. He's had to bring in a lot of new players, some of whom have got injured. Some of them took time to bed in. So I can understand why we've had this dip. I just didn't expect it to be to this level because of the tactical.
Well, this is what falls on the manager's desk, Lou.
Exactly, yeah, exactly, because of the incompetence that he's shown at points. So I think a lot of it does end with him. Like, there's a comment there saying we're giving Robbo to Tottenham, that's why Van der Ven's coming. That's not going to affect shit for them. It really isn't. Tottenham aren't going to care about that.
Career, Lewis, isn't he?
Yeah, Robbo's coming to there. They've brought him in because Ben Davies got injured and they just want a bit of experience. And to Tottenham's credit, there's few players you can bring in at the moment with that level of
Tottenham, that's incredible business.
It's great business. When's the last time they went out and signed a winner? Do you know what I mean? Like someone who's like been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
Nothing like Robbo, lad.
No, they're not going to get anything like that. So I understand it from their perspective completely, and I do think there is some positives to take. But as a whole, it's a bit of a mess. We've just threw a lot of shit at the wall and see what sticks. And so far, not a lot of it is, other than the new signings.
It is interesting. LFC Zach saying, Ben, do you think Slot stays in the summer or he's gone? I think he's gone, personally. And I think he goes before the season is out. I still think he goes before.
You know what? No. I back that sentiment, right? I think if we get knocked out the FA Cup by Brighton, and if we don't get past the round of 16, I think he's gone then and there.
Yeah,
and I think that's a very, very sound point to just call it a day because the entire season's finished.
What the fuck are you waiting on then? You shouldn't be waiting around. Do you know what I mean, Greg?
Yeah.
But what's your?
I back that.
Yeah, lads. I think if he doesn't win tomorrow, I think it's going to start fucking getting very toxic. It's all right going to fucking Marseille and winning. Do you know what I mean? As good as it was, they're not a very good side, you know. But Greg, there's rumours coming in Germany that Bayern Munich are going to pipe back up for fucking Cody Gakpo for €75 million. I just want to say, wages want him dropping off.
Hey, €75 million. You, my friend, €50. Lad,
50 euro.
Lad, 75 euro. Lad, am I dreaming?
I'll fucking drop him right off now, lad.
Have you got someone?
What airport do you want? Do you want him to fly from John Lennon? Do you want him to fly from Blackpool? Do you want him to fly from Manchester? What airport?
Do you know what? It's heating up the rumours at the minute, and they definitely do like him because that was 100% last summer.
You know what? No, you know what? Though, right? From an unbiased, like I'm not going to pretend to be, his biggest fan, and I still think there's a good player in there. That there was a good player in there, but I just think it's time's past. Look, Gakpo has been an all right footballer for us. He's done his job. I feel like he has. And I don't think €75 million is bad for him whatsoever. By the way, I think that's an outstanding amount of money for him. But my thing after that, though, is before getting too ahead of myself and too excited, is do I trust this department to now go out and replace both Diaz and bring in and then maybe get wait there. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Do I then trust the department to then go out and find a replacement for Diaz, but then also promote Rio to be the understudy that we haven't not really properly seen this season? Because that's where I'm a bit like, you're still losing a player there. As much as we say, he does the same thing every time, you know what you're getting from him.
He's a guarantee.
You know what you're getting from him, and you're getting rid of that. And if you don't really bring anyone else in, you just trust in Rio, or you're just throwing Ekatike on there. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Ekatike off the left, but then it becomes one of them. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a bit too much like
we're falling into this like constant transition fucking period of multiple signings, and I think that's a dangerous game for Liverpool. I'm not as big as fan Gakpo. I think he's a very good squad player. I'd be keeping hold of him if it's me. I know I'm winding you up about fucking saying I'll drop him off. I could drop him off because I'd have to pay. One thing I will say is that, Rick, the summer probably will be exciting again for the Liverpool fan base. They will spend again. They've said they will spend again. The problem is that wait until then. And there's a lot still to play for, Rick, so I can understand the frustration. But, Edwards and Hughes, there's spotlights on him now, lads. And I agree with Tony Steele here, Rick. I think Edwards is clearing out the Klopp era. And don't get me wrong, that could be one of the best things that does happen to the club. You do sometimes need full change. New leaders need to step up, Rick. So as much as it's doom and gloom, we have to look at the positive sides as well, Rick. As much as it's very difficult at the moment in time, and I'm devastated about Andy Robertson going because he is going to go. I know that for a fact. But one thing's for sure, Rick, with the players that we brought in the summer just gone, if we can match that in defensive and midfield areas for the calibre we brought in, Liverpool are going to be a very serious team in the coming years, Rick.
Yeah, and going back to positives and all that, a positive this season would be May 24th at 8 o'clock at night. Season done and dusted. But you're saying that they spend money in the summer. They have to spend money in the summer. They can't not spend money this summer because there's so many gaps in this team still. Like Greg said, Rio's our backup to Gakpo, and the kid ain't seen light of day. Barely given any minutes. So Gakpo's having to play week in, week out. That's why a lot of fans are on his back as well, because you see the same shit week in, week out, him trying to cut inside and put one top bins. We need 2 centre-halves minimum in the summer. We need potentially 2 wingers in the summer. Depending what happens to Costas in the summer, does he stay? Because obviously I think he's out of contract as well in 2027, I think it is.
Yeah.
So he's got another one. So you've got to potentially get another backup for Kirkes. We need another midfielder, and maybe 2, depending what happens to McAllister in the summer. So there's going to be a lot. So that's why I hate the phase. We're in a transition season. The transition season should have been last season, but obviously we won the league, and it's now come a year late.
Problem is, though, Rick, when you've got the sporting director that comes in at the same time as a manager, they need a bit of time. The problem that they've had is the contracts. That was a big problem.
But how many transition seasons can you have? Because we're going to have one this season. You've got a lot of incomings needed in the summer coming and potentially outgoings in that one. So there's going to be potentially another transition season. You can't afford to have that with Liverpool Football Club.
It's painful, actually, when you say that. Imagine, lad, Vert is going to have 2 transition seasons at Liverpool. TK's going to have that Kirkes. Nah, lad, they're too good.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, they're too good, lad. They're too fucking good.
How long is Robertson and Kitike going to stand for this?
Yeah, but when you talk about the next transition, Mick, the transition really is only at the centre-back positions, right? There's not much going to change to the starting 11. The transition is going to be to building the squad.
Winger-wise, there will be.
Sorry?
Winger-wise, there will be.
I don't think there will be, because I think the fucking front line is staring us in the face myself. I think
for us it is.
I said to Lewis on Lewis's show, I think the front line's going to be Wharton and Kitike behind Isak.
Yeah,
and I'm not
that's what we see.
In world football, getting impact one of them.
But we see that. But if Slot stays next season, that idiot don't see it.
Well, yeah, you're right.
So it's all right us saying, we want this and we can see this. Individuals ain't going to see it at the club, are they? They're just blinded by what they want to do, and it don't work.
Yeah. Oh, I don't disagree, I suppose. 127 in the building. Smash it, like, subscribe, people. Lou, Adam Wharton's a name that Liverpool obviously like. Where is your take with that one? Do you think he could be a great sign of the club? I'm a bit unsure. Don't think he's had the greatest of seasons. And if it came at the expense of Curtis Jones, I don't think I'd like it, personally.
I think they're two similar profile players, then. Sorry to interrupt.
No, but I just don't think Liverpool can afford to lose a sculpture out of the team as well.
Oh, no, that as well, yeah.
100%. No, I completely agree. I said on Index the other day, I think Jones is one of the leaders of that core leadership group. Just this season, like the way he stepped up and took the media responsibility after the losses. PSV was coming out and speaking. He doesn't bullshit. He'll come out and say, look, we've been shit. Like, it needs sorting out now. And I love that. I want to see more of that. I want to see that honesty. Adam Wharton, I would love to get Adam Wharton in personally, but I think it does, like you say, it depends on if Jones is going to be around, because from what we're hearing, he could be leaving as well. And maybe the club are looking at it and thinking, look, Curtis Jones, he's probably got as good as he's going to get. Maybe Adam Wharton's got a higher ceiling. Maybe he suits Slot style more if they are backing him. I don't know, but I'd be happy with Wharton coming in, playing on that right-hand side. He's one of the best, like, progressive passers in the Premier League. He's dangerous. He's got incisive through balls. He's in the top 7% for dangerous passes and like 26 or something for progressive passes. Like, that's something Slot feeds off of. But it's even if Slot's gone next summer, which I think pretty much everyone's sort of got it in their head they are, whatever manager comes in, Adam Wharton's someone you can build a midfield around. And we've got to think if Alonso is the player who's the manager who's going to be coming in, he likes his progressive play from midfield.
Not a bad player for him, like Lou, is it?
It's a spot-on player for him, exactly. So having him there would be brilliant. We're talking about more centre-backs are going to have to come in. If we did get a Van der Ven, one of the best passers in the league, someone you can build out from the back, same with Schlotterbeck. It's going to be a transition season, but for me, the club needs to either shit or get off the pot. You need to decide now if Slot is the man to take us forward, because he suits a very specific profile of player coming in on Slot.
I don't think the players we brought in, Lou, and the names we're linked with, any of them suit Slot.
No, I don't think they do. And that's that we're struggling for that this season. So you can't go through another window of bringing in more people who don't suit his style. If they've decided, right, Slot is not the man for us, just do it now. Bring in someone new and just build from there. If Slot came in, inherited the Klopp team, and I don't think the club thought they were going to go through this much change this early. I think because we won the league, it's accelerated a lot of things, and they went, right, you need to go, we need to sign Isak, Ekitike, this has happened. Obviously, the Jota passing, bring in him. And it's accelerated things. So now we've got a random mishmash of players who don't fit. It's like what's happened to United. And I'm not saying we're in that same state, but you've got a Frankenstein of random players who suit different styles and different tactics. And Slot's just trying to find a way to make it work. It won't work. And you can't go through another window of just doing that, of just buying whatever's available and hoping that it works.
Well, this is some serious situation building at Liverpool, boys. I have to say that. And Dicko's saying here, Gerrard will be gutted if we sell Jones. Brought him through the academy, was a team captain. I think Jones is a future Liverpool captain myself. I think he's had a great year this season. I'd be devastated if he went, personally. I don't think... I'm not a big fan of... what's that fella? Fucking Adam Wharton. So I'm unsure on it myself, Greg. But, Greg, there's still a lot to be excited about. How are you feeling for tomorrow?
I mean, I've just been sorted a ticket now, so I'm actually quite buzzing. I'm actually all right. Literally, that's what I've been playing on my phone for. I've been messaging. Big up to Mully, by the way. Shout out Mully, lad. Scouser. Fucking Scouser. What can I say?
Oh, I'm on to Mully, yeah, with his beard and his short.
Yeah, man. Sick that, man. But, to be fair, though, I think I said this to you over WhatsApp. I just said, look, we all know Bournemouth's going to be a different game. And something that I was thinking in the stadium, which I don't think really many people think of, right, is that, the Marseille stadium, the fans, the atmosphere, right, it was absolutely insane. It's the top 3, top 2, maybe even top 1 I think I've ever experienced in my life. It was simply incredible. To go from being a fan, I was saying this to all my mates, to go from Marseille to Bournemouth, it's the worst come down ever. And then I thought to myself, you know what? That might be the same for the players as well, Imagine going from Marseille, 2 big stands behind the goals, continuous, 3-tier stands on the long sides. You've got the flares, whatever, going off, insane noise for 90 minutes. And then you go into a shed in the south coast of England. That come down must be absolutely insane for them as well. And I think they will struggle to adapt to that, in a sense, because, as I said, even for me, I said, joking around with all my mates, this is going to be horrible going from this to Bournemouth. Shit, that. The players are going to have to go from, they've learned how to block out the noise, they've learned, they got through it, they did all that. They know how to get through all the hardship, but now they're going to somewhere where it's basically put to them on a plate. There's no atmosphere, there's no noise in Bournemouth. It's shite. The atmosphere is crap, no disrespect to them. But, it's almost going to catch them by surprise. There's nothing going on here. They might just kind of fall into some sort of just, boredom against the playing style, which has also caused us as viewers and as fans boredom. That's why I think it's this is going to be a struggle tomorrow. It will be.
I think it will be. I do agree. Just before we go, because I know Lewis has got I don't know. Sorry, something messed up through. Rick, I'll come to you in a minute, but Lou, because I know your show's coming up and we're going to wrap it up, I just want to get your thoughts on it. Tomorrow, Lou, how are you feeling? Because I know you're not going to be joining us on our show tomorrow. I think we're doing a show tomorrow. We're unsure yet. We're not fully convinced that we'll be free. But how are you feeling on the game?
Look, I've been positive. I was positive after we beat Madrid, and immediately we dropped points to, I think Leeds was the next one, or Sunderland, something like that. We've been here before. It's how we bounce back and how we handle it. I'm not overly confident because I think Bournemouth away, as much as they've been shit recently, they're still a decent side, good manager, and it's an away ground where, like Greg said, the atmosphere is sharp, but it's, you know, they've caused us headaches there in the past. So I'm confident if we're going to play the same style. I'll be happy if we see Gravenberch dropping into that back line again. I'll be happy if we see Frimpong pushing forward, letting Salah go a bit more central. If Kerkez is playing the way he is, class. I think we'll be sound. If we don't and we just revert back to plan A, trying to just pass it from wing to wing, trying to keep possession, not doing anything with it, crossing it into the box where Senesi is just going to win every fucking ball in the air, then no, I'll be disappointed. We need to go there and play the same way we did against Marseille. Get at them. Kill the atmosphere, or whatever you call it, straight away. Get it done, like we did against Brighton, like we did against Arsenal in the second half. Kill it dead, stone dead, and just push for them. And if we do that, sound. If we don't and we sit back and relax, Bournemouth, even though they've lost Semenyo, they've still got talented players in that attacking line, and they'll cause us nightmares. So we've just got to focus up. I think 2-1 for us. I'm hoping. I think that's my optimistic view on it at the moment, if we can get one over the line.
Ricky, CM is saying, does my mate Ricky like Frimpong yet? I remember him calling him just a TikToker.
That's when he was like, just picking up them silly little injuries, isn't it? And he just kept dancing in the change room and fucking on the training ground in the gym.
Your patience is fucked, lad.
Listen, we're 5th or 6th in the league. I ain't got no patience no more.
I was going to say, and you got no fucking hair because you keep.
Yeah, man, it fucking hell. This club kills me, mate. But no, he's playing well, isn't it? I'd like to see more than 3 or 4 games in playing well. He needs to stay consistent and stay fit, because if he's going to be like his prawn cracker mate in Bradley at right back, there's no point in it.
Well, look, we're thinking of doing a show tomorrow before the match. Nicky is saying his Kanate back. Apparently he's not, and that's understandable because his father's just passed away. So obviously he needs to take some time out. But it's been a difficult one today with the news. Robbo going to Spurs, as you can tell. Panel are very depressed. But the Reds are back tomorrow, so hopefully we go there and we put in a good performance. Rick was fuming before; he seems to be smiling now, so he must be Frimpong's best mate now. Well,
don't worry, Rick. I'll just get Frimpong to teach you some dances, fella. You'll be hitting some Ghanaian moves very soon, fella. Don't worry about it.
Oh, just see him scranning all the fucking Ghanaian scrans and fucking dances.
All off rice, isn't it?
All off rice. All off rice for this. Reds, have a good Friday night. Have a bevy on us. Take care. See you soon. All the best.